We decided to use Programa because we were looking for a software that really was all-encompassing in one space. And we had spreadsheets that were across so many different computers and online resources. And just updating that and providing it to clients, it was very complicated and messy. As a design firm, you're branding yourself and your aesthetics. And so you want the software or the spreadsheets you use to look just as good. And Programa is very sleek. It doesn't put too much ahead of what you're trying to look like.
I would say we have about 15 projects going on in there right now. And so just having that consistency within the program really makes it easy to jump from one project to the next and keep track of everything and keep everything moving along.
I'm using Programa pretty much all day and in one capacity or the other. We're working from programs like AutoCAD and InDesign, so it really needs to have that high functionality and be really thoughtful. And before Programa, we were doing a lot of it by hand because we wanted to control the aesthetic. So we were building out all of our schedules and invoicing by hand, and keeping track of that information was a little bit more difficult to pull up on a whim when we needed it.
We use the schedules for everything from lighting to hardware to plumbing fixtures to furniture, indoor and outdoor. So specifically for furniture, it's highly useful because we can break down every single room by subject, essentially, like in each different category, and then pieces within that room, and give several options where clients can reject or accept things.
And now that we have Programa, if someone asks me a very specific question about something that we're ordering, how many yards, what's the length, how we ordered it, I'm able to just get it instantly, which has been a lifesaver.
It makes it really helpful because those schedules go in conjunction with our drawings and our 3D modeling. And then instead of speccing one piece of furniture and just having a regular spreadsheet, you have all this detailed information that before we would get so many questions over and over. Our spreadsheets had to be so complicated, and now it's all very intuitive.
I do a lot of schedules. It's great because there's so many fields for all the specifics, and we're also able to upload all the specs and documents that are easy to grab when we need to do installations or if we need to communicate with a tradesperson about how something should be installed.
Financial summaries are really great because I think clients can wrap their heads around what the project costs for them. From the overall cost of each schedule to the added tax. As a designer, it really breaks down, okay, here is our trade cost into it, and here is the discount to the client or the markup that we're applying to the client. So instead of that being kind of all over the place between, different softwares that we use for billing and things like that, it really comes in helpful so that we can see a bigger financial picture both for our clients and for ourselves. After you've created all the schedules and you've shared it with clients, all of those schedules become live within the client dashboard. The client dashboard is a really great tool because it allows us to have everything that we want to show our clients in one spot and gives them access to that, and gives us flexibility to show clients what they need to see and when they need to see it.
And what's really nice about Programa is that the client can go in there and just say approve or reject, and it just really speeds that process up, where before you could be sending a million emails about like, okay, are we ready to move forward with this? And it's just like, no, now it's a lot more streamlined and we can just make those sales a lot faster. Time tracking is the most important thing we do on Programa. Obviously, it's how we get paid. And so we find it very useful, especially when, we need to send a bill. We can really lay out exactly what we were working on and get very specific.
And you can kind of create different tabs for tasks that are being created within the project management software of it, and you can kind of utilize and task people with things. It will track not only their time doing it, but it labels so many aspects, like when they were working on it, what the time was, notes on it, outside of just the task, so they can be specific.
I'm terrible at tracking time, so the time tracker has been really helpful because I'm able to click into that project and it's just sort of makes it very streamlined. And then when Austin's going in to create our invoices, he can see, oh, this is what Kayla did at this time for this project. And it's made it a lot better than the little pieces of paper I used to write down when I was working on in the past. And I also feel like when I'm not quite sure how something works, there's tutorials and information readily at hand to navigate that. And also the team at Programa is very helpful and very responsive.
They have a ton of video tutorials, and we watched a lot of those to begin with, which actually really are helpful, and they're very straightforward. This saves us so much time and still looks good and is actually way more intuitive than a spreadsheet, because a spreadsheet you have to build and make yourself, and this is already all put together. It's a plug and play situation. So Programa really shines in that way, and it made our firm way more efficient.
We're all the same height.
I know, yeah.